Absolutely. When Gary Summers owned it, and it was cartoons for many years. History for people my age is real deep in this place. You know, there are so many marriages and couples, even since we've owned it. The marriages that come out of this place and the people that have met in this place, there's just hundreds of them in Springfield.
There's so many bands that I've played in over the years and so many bands that I've seen at Cartoons and Krave that going back, I'm trying to place the very first band that I saw there, and I can't think of it because it's been there for so long. Just such an unbelievably long period of time for a nightclub anywhere, but certainly in Springfield, Missouri, it's kind of unheard of for someone to last that long. They have quite a storied history, Cartoons and then Krave. The new owners, I felt like Mark and Teresa were really trying to do a good thing, not just for themselves as business owners, but for Springfield and for Springfield music and the music scene. They brought in quality sound equipment and lighting. They cared about the music, they cared about the bands, and they care about this town, which was kind of a big deal, and people noticed that.
For many years, Cartoons was the only place to go for live music, or not necessarily the only place, but one of very few, and definitely the most frequented by all of us in that age group. For us, the enjoyment, so to speak, was, and the passion was always the music. The musicians, the musical community in Springfield, the musicians around this town are amazing. And let alone the ones that we bring in from out of town. A lot of blues acts, a lot of different acts that we'd bring in from out of town were phenomenal. But the quality of musicians in this town, you just can't even imagine. And you know, that's the part that's tough about the music end of this, is making a venue this size work when you have bands that, you know, get lost in here, so to speak. We also loved working with the, like you talked with Greg Frazier over at School Rock. You know, those kids came in here and gave concerts in here. We've had them in here, I don't know the number, maybe 15 times in 3 years. That may be too many, but you know, they've been in here frequently over the last 3 years, and you know, what a phenomenal group of kids and parents and people you get to meet, and that's really exhilarating to see. When there are great events in here, I mean, you feel like you're a king if you've really helped put it together.
I would guess, I would hazard, it would be the mid or the early 80s, 1980, 81, 82 maybe. Seeing bands like Fool's Face and the Mistakes playing at Cartoons. Then they, speaking of Fool's Face, they would continue to play at Cartoons when they would have their annual Christmas show. And they would all come back in town and play these amazing shows to a packed house at Cartoons and then Krave. My band, my current band, the Dropouts, had been playing at Cartoons/Krave for 11 years. And every time we played there, the crowd was generous. The owners were generous with their time and their efforts. It's a big deal. It's a big hit for everybody. It really is. There are people genuinely that have wept over this, that I know. People have wept over this. Springfield doesn't have enough good live music venues. People are out there, they're trying, they're doing their best. We're what's called a tertiary market, so we don't get always the greatest, the larger bands, touring acts that come through, but when we do, you're going to find them at certainly the better clubs. Cartoons is one of those. It's the blues acts alone that they booked in there were world class. And for us to lose another good venue with high-end production, a good sound man, and a staff that you can count on, that's few and far between. So it's a big hit for us. It really is. I would like for Mark and Teresa certainly to open another venue where they have live music, because again, I think they want to do the right thing by Springfield and by our music scene. So it'd be nice if they could open another live music venue.